What's going on, family? Hopefully, everybody's having a great and exceptional day. I was just live on TikTok, so figured I might as well go live on Instagram. Going into the new year, I'm going to be just doing a lot of the off of the cuff lives and whatnot between Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and Instagram, things of that nature, because it's just resurfacing the channel, doing things differently. Because it's just time to change it up. If you remember if you've seen my content, a lot of times I went off of writing articles and things of that nature. I think I'll stick with that mostly when it comes to my real estate channel. But when it boils down to my Larry's Anything Goes channel, I'll definitely be sticking to just talking about random things. I mean, that's what I call Larry. My name's Larry, and it's anything goes. It's, from a respectful standpoint. But anyways, so the main reason, see if this light will help things out a little bit. So the main reason why I'm going live today, in regards to this one subject matter. So we're basically 2.5 months, before we get into 2026. The world is crazy. Some people can say the world, in certain instances, is upside down. Violence is up tremendously. Unfortunately, a person went to a place in my community in Northern Virginia where a person was unfortunately killed for whatever reason, shot and killed right outside of a movie theater. And this place is very family oriented. Last night people were out there playing with their kids. It's great, for the most part, especially to be, DMV area. It's a great atmosphere. So of course, because it happened in that one area, there was a bigger police presence. And obviously to make more people feel safer, because, when something like that takes place, it's never good. I don't condone violence on any level. I mean, outside of you having to defend yourself, because I think everybody has a God-given right to defend themselves if somebody's trying to attack them. But either way, the main reason why I'm going live and talking about this specifics, going into 2026, I think more and more people, tell me what you think in the comment section. You're watching live on Instagram, or if you even watch this on Facebook and YouTube, I will put this video on. Where do you see the world going? Do you think things can get better financially? Do you think people will be less on edge? Do you think people will be more trustful? Will people be willing to take more risk? That's another question, because right now, with a lot of the uncertainty in 2026, I feel that there will be a growing population of people that are not going to be as comfortable with taking specifically financial risks. And that's why you have more and more companies downsizing or just going belly up, because a lot of people are being more mindful with their spending. We live in a consumer spending economy, regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, the mayor's house, or who's running Congress. We live in a consumer spending economy. So if the consumer, including myself, is not too confident about spending money outside of the box, then therefore, Christmas is around the corner. Therefore, you could see sales decline you already were seeing sales decline because of the economic uncertainty and inflation and things of that nature. But now, with certain things that have happened recently, you're going to see more and more of an economic decline in spending, because more and more people are going to be like, hey, I'm just going to spend money on the things that, matter the most, i.e. maintenance on the car, the house, gas, obviously insurance, food, clothing, and only in clothing within reason or whatnot, not buying anything excessive, I just think we've hit that breaking point. I just get back from my trip. It's just like, for me, I've reached that breaking point now. I'm just like, you know what? I need to bag back, scale back. I mentioned this recently, how I was supposed to go to London in a couple of weeks. And I'm not doing that now because of economic uncertainty. So I postponed my trip until next year, which is not the end of the world, because, for the most part, London's not going anywhere. But going into 2026, I think for me personally, this is the least optimistic year I'm going into than I've had in a long time. And it's not because I'm doing bad. I'm just looking around and seeing that things are bad. So optimism is not on the priorities list. Just maintaining and scaling back on certain things is on the top priorities list. So that's where I'm at with it. Like I said, let me know in the comment section. The main reason why I had this picture behind me from the movie The Bronx Tale, because it's talking about, in the caption it says, "I was raised around nothing but hustlers. So what do you expect from me? What do you expect me to act like and whatnot?" And these are the same streets that, rappers from my generation, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, came from, to where they were constantly surrounded by people that were figuring out how to make a dollar out of 15 cents, that old school saying. And then once they became grown men, and once they surrounded themselves with more business-minded individuals, they changed their whole tune from not being just street hustlers, but to being business hustlers, and then to being business investors, and then just becoming straight up successful businessmen. Love or hate 50 Cent or Jay-Z, that's your personal preference. But, Jay-Z's a billionaire right now. 50 Cent is on his way to being a billionaire right now, because he makes strategic investments. He's a calculated businessman / hustler. Well, he's not even hustling, but I just call him a businessman, because he started off as a hustler and graduated to becoming a businessman. And he hires people that go to Harvard and Yale. So instead of vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jay-Z. They went to the school of, as they would say in my generation, they went to the school of hard knocks. They didn't go to the Ivy League schools. So therefore they have people that work for them that went to Ivy League schools. You feel me? So with that, because they've always in a sense been business minded, they started off in the streets doing things illegally. And then eventually they graduated to doing, music and whatnot. And then they eventually graduated outside of doing music, to producing films, to producing shows, to having clothing lines, to owning real estate, to owning franchises. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, the reason why, 50 Cent, in a sense, owns like half of the block in Shreveport, Louisiana, for a reason, because he took his money that he's made living in New York, living in California, went to Texas, went to Louisiana, and now he's making money moves. And like the previous live that I did, it's just like they had to evolve, especially after reading 50 Cent's book, which I would definitely read again. I still got it here. Usually I don't read books more than once, but this is definitely a book that I would read again and again. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. And the main thing I took from this book, family, is that this man really went hard in leaving people the heck alone. Case in point, the people from G Unit, because he wanted to be able to make people like Tony Yayo stars. He wanted to make people like, he wanted to make people like Lloyd Banks stars and whatnot. But he saw that they reached a point, a ceiling, and they weren't trying to evolve. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've gone into 2025 I'm in 2025 going into 2026, is that certain people, no matter how much you like them, no matter how much you love them, they reach a ceiling. And if you've reached that ceiling and you're not trying to go any further, then that's okay. But if you know you want to go further, then you got to get away from those people that have reached a ceiling. Doesn't mean that you got to like them or love them any less, but you got to know when to be like, okay, I can't really ride with this person like that anymore, because they're not trying to evolve where I'm trying to evolve. They're happy, in front of the boob tube, as they would call it, being basic and boring. There's nothing more you can do with them. It's from an evolutionary standpoint. And when you reach that ceiling, it's not the end of the world. And I constantly got to say, going into 2026, if you're still trying to climb, because we all have to be strategic and be different, climb in a different aspect, in a different way, and climb with different people and get to know different people. Case in point, InvestFest. So that's it. We're going into 2026, moving differently. And that's all I can say on this subject matter. So, but anyways, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Check out my YouTube channels: Larry's Anything Goes LLC, Patterson No Properties LLC. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out my links in the description, which is Webull, Stash, Acorns, Coinbase, for all those platforms. Once you fund those accounts, you'll be able to make some money. If not, then cool. If you're a frequent traveler like myself, I'm part of the Plant Marketing team. You can check out the links in the description. We'll have a phone call, have a discussion, go from there. It's affiliate marketing. If you're interested, cool. If you're not, then it's all good as well. Like I said, I'm going into this new year more laid back and, leaving things behind and staying on my grind. All right. So I have a blessed day. Like I said to my football fans, I don't watch sports, but my football fans, I hope your team wins. I'll leave it at that. Make money moves, like liberal, like fools, the same Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.